So we're at the Rosemont Regional in March with Lewis Kelly here, who just got 7-2, so is going to get his invite. We haven't seen the results yet, but that's pretty confirmed. With a pretty unusual deck. So what were you playing?
I was playing Mekk-Knight Crusadia Kaiju.
Okay. So do you want to go into the main deck so we can see kind of how that works?
Yeah. So can you see in that? So, Darth Maul is OP.
Yeah. Darth Maul is one of the best cards in this format.
Yeah. So for hand traps, I played 3 Ash and 2 Valor. I don't have Thanos Dragon. I don't know if I'd play it. Maybe. These cards were fine. Then for the Crusadia engine, I had 1 Leonis, 1 Arborea, 3 Maximus, 2 Draco, and 2 Reclusia, and then the Crusadia Revival. These are pretty self-explanatory ratios. I guess maybe not the Draco or the Reclusia, but you want about this many, maybe a few more Crusadias, and you're always going to play 3 Maximus. You're probably only ever going to play 1 of each of these, so I figured I was going to play 2 of these. And then you only ever want to play 1 Revival. I was going back and forth between Power, but I didn't think it was good enough to play, because you're always going to search the Revival. And then for the Mekk-Knight engine, I have 1 yellow and 1 red, because they're names. I actually resolved both of them multiple times today, which is pretty interesting. I didn't think it would happen.
Do you mean their effects or the summons?
The effects. I've summoned everything.
That's pretty interesting.
3 blue, 3 purple, of course, and 3 indigo. Indigo made me sad, even though it's really good, and maybe I'd cut it down to 2. But there's not enough Mekk-Knights to like bump up anything else reasonably. Like if I could play 4 purple and 4 blue, I totally would, but that's not legal. And then for Mekk-Knight spells, I played 2 World Legacy Memory and 2 World Legacy Succession. Succession is Searchable Monster Reborn. This just summons a Mekk-Knight from your deck and it bounces to your hand in the end phase, but you never do that because you just summon purple to search in your opponent's end phase, or you summon something to block. Or you could summon Indigo and do some weird things to like dodge things, but it locks you into Mekk-Knights for the rest of the turn. So it's sort of I don't know. It was at 3 before, but I cut it down to 2 to put in the Valors, and I cut the trap.
Okay.
And I sided this out a lot. Is sort of what it's there for. I don't know.
Do you think it's still worth playing?
I think so, because there are times where it helped me like win or not lose, or not brick. And then for the Kaijus, I played 3 Gamma Seal, 2 Sticky String, 1 of this guy, and 3 Slumber. There's no rhyme or reason to the ratios, except like having a lot of Kaijus. I would want to bump this up, like have more Kaijus, maybe more names, but at least more Kaijus, because it's so good today. I mean, you Kaiju a Sky Striker player and they lose. You Kaiju the Sailman Great cards and then they can't do anything. Or if you Kaiju the Link monster, and they have another monster and they're going to do the weird trap that does popping things, you just Slumber them and then they don't have monsters anymore, so you win.
So my one question is, if you did play more Kaijus, would they be the lower attack, or would you want any more of the 33 off Slumber?
It literally doesn't matter, because you're always going to point to it to gain the attack because of Ecomax.
Yes.
So, and then for my 40th card, I played Hornet Drones because this card is broken and I shouldn't be allowed to play it. But here we are, playing it as my 40th card. It's really good for the Crusadia combos because it's an effect monster that you can chain block with. You can summon it under Magius with, then use Kagari Chainlink 2 to add this back. And so, like, no one's playing Ghost Spell anymore, so no one's going to negate that. So the only thing that can stop you with it then is Imperm or Valor.
My question is, would you play Engages if you had them?
No.
Okay.
It's good enough. And then for the extra deck, Dweller and Cowboy for my rank 4s.
Right.
I upgraded this during the day and didn't summon it after that. Awkward.
So, but you did summon it, right?
I did summon it 1 time per game, so it feels good, man. So the Dwellers for Salamangreat and other things, maybe. And then for the Crusadia cards, I have 2 Magius, 1 Regulex, and 2 Ecomax. You really only need 1 Regulex to search the 1 time in the combo. 2 Ecomax is necessary because you can make Ecomax the Mekk-Knights and then go back down into Magius and then go back into the second Ecomax.
Right.
And the second Magius is pretty useful because if you get Valored but you don't die, you can keep playing. And then for Mekk-Knights, I have 2 Morningstar and 2 Supreme.
can come up?
I made 2 Morning Stars, actually multiple times, and I only ever made 1 Supreme. It might have come up, but I wasn't really thinking about it, and there were other ways to win easier. So I would really cut this for a card, but I don't know what card. I don't think it really matters that much.
Yeah, okay.
The action deck is really flexible. And then for for the Hornet Drones, I have Kagari and Hayate, because 2 have effect monsters, and you get to resolve this twice, and it's not fair.
Yeah.
Opening this and 1 Crusadia and any Mekk-Knights is actually ridiculous because your opponent can't win. And then the last 2 cards are Phoenix and Borla, which I never made either of them.
Okay.
I don't really know what else I'd play.
Yeah, pretty good utility generally.
Yeah, I have a lot of extra space. And I haven't really thought about what's best. And then for the side deck, which is the biggest need of the day, so I have 3 Lancia, 3 Danko, 3 Sphere Modes, 3 Twin Twisters, a Mekk-Knight Abram, and the best card in the side deck, 2 Barrel Dragons. I just didn't have any other cards aside, so I sided these, and these are funny.
Did you ever end up putting it in your deck?
I almost put it in against Christian, but then I didn't because I wanted to win.
Yeah, makes sense.
So the only cards I actually sided today were these 7. This helps you make rank 4s going first, so you can make Dweller against Salamangreat, and then they just are sort of sad.
Or for time, maybe.
Or, yeah, time for Cowboy as well. There's some really confusing combos that Alec knows better than me. And then Twin Twisters is for Sky Striker, back row, stuff like that. This is for Salamangreat. I don't know if it's actually any good, because every time I drew it, I was like, wow, I'm just going to do my Crusadia plays instead, because that's a normal summon.
Yeah, okay. Is there any ones that you're missing in your side deck?
Like cards?
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, like, there's like 8 other cards I could have played.
Right.
I mean, this is like good against Thunder Dragons, but I didn't play against that, which is fine.
Yeah.
This actually is sad for the same reason as Danko, because you don't get the normal summon. So you have to open this and a bunch of Mekk-Knights.
Yeah.
And so like Danko, like some of the times I would open Danko and a bunch of Mekk-Knights, and it was just not fair because it's Danko Mekk-Knight like deck. And then like these could be red reboots, but I didn't really play against trap decks, so maybe like Salamangreat, but yeah, you just want to turn off their traps anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There's a bunch of changes I'd make. Obviously, to the side deck, I would have better cards. To the main deck, I'm highly considering cutting the quick play spell because it's not like underwhelming, but it's just whelming.
Right.
But it would need to be a spell to replace it because you need to have spells and traps, or you need to have spells to summon your Mekk-Knights. So like if you have, if your opponent has a monster not in this zone, like this zone here,
Okay.
and you have a Crusadia, you can go make your Link monster, but if they don't have a monster in this zone, so like if this is the field center, so if they have a monster here and they don't have something here, you can make your Link monster, you can set a spell, and then you can summon a Mekk-Knight, and then you can trigger effects from there.
Right.
So it's good. And all the Mekk-Knights are really good because they chain block all the Crusadia stuff. You just sort of pick when the effects happen. So blue is really good for that because if you make Magius, you blue sky and you protect the effect. Whichever effect you want to resolve, and usually you want Magius to resolve because it just makes the Crusadia combo easier to go off. If they Veiler that, you're pretty sad, but what are you going to do? You can actually play through, I played through, I ended on Echo Max with a Crusadia being pointed to after being Veiler twice and edged. So, the deck is fine with hand traps. The only, like, the 8 consideration I would have for switching out these would be Called by the Grave, but
Would you
like,
consider any, like, extender spells that can special summon stuff?
like Reborn?
Sure. I just mean anything along that lines, basically.
Probably, yeah. I mean, anything that's a normal spell that I can set and then activate after I'm done using it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the downside with these, and that was the downside with the Crusadia Power Card.
Because that's a quick play.
It's a quick play, yeah. And Hornet Drones, you're just going to activate anyway. You're never actually going to set it, so this is sort of, this is a monster, really.
Right, yeah. So you got the Slumbers also.
So the Slumbers, the Successions are the only other spells in these. So I would want to play more spells. I think that was sort of an issue today. I would end up with a lot of Mekk-Knights, and I wouldn't be able to summon them.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just more utility in this, but I genuinely don't know what else to play. Like, I'd be cutting 1, 2, 3 cards, and these all seem like they come up. Like Alec, when he plays this deck, so shout out Alec, by the way, for the deck idea. It is literally his deck. I changed 4 cards. There are 4 cards in the main deck. I changed some side deck cards as well. But like the only cards I ever summoned, like I summoned everything. I summoned all these cards. and these 4 I didn't side. Or summon. Like I would have summoned this against Salamangreat had I had to play, but I don't know.
Cowboy confirmed OP.
Cowboy confirmed OP, and you know, round 3 I got a game win because I summoned Cowboy and burned him for game. High skill gameplay, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's one of my matchups today. Round 1 was Trudeco. I won because I'm better than his deck. I don't know what to say. Like that matchup is so easy with his deck. You just Kaiju the guy. And the only time he beat me was when he got to resolve return 3 times in one duel. And how do you ever win against that? By being better at the game. Round 2 was Salamangreat. I'm gonna keep calling it Salad for the rest of this video. I lost game 1. I took game 2 because that's what Crusadia does, and then I lost game 3. There was nothing special about it. He just had everything all the time. Like he resolved Ash I think 4 times. The game 3, which made me really sad. Round 3 with Sky Striker. It's really easy. You Kaiju them. They're like, how do I activate my Sky Striker cards? And you say you can't, and then you Crusadia them. And sometimes they have imperm and you're sad, but you just win anyway because you're playing Mekk-Knight Crusadia Kaijus. So that was an easy win. That was the one I Cowboyed for game 1. Elevated my Super Cowboy. Round 4 was Sky Striker again, I guess. I don't remember that, but I Kaiju'd him and won. Round 5 was Pendulum. We moved our table because there was a spill on my opponent's side and we didn't want to play on top of a spill.
Yeah.
And so we got moved to like a table of 300 or something, or not 300, but like 240 something from 60. Got time extension and then I beat him. There was a lot of misplaying that match. We were both just straight trash. I really don't know why. But I ended up being less trash because I think my deck countered him. Like game 1, I opened a Kaiju and double Slumber, and how do you play through that? The trick is you don't. Round 6 was Salamangreat. I played against Christian. Shout out Christian. I won game 1, he won game 2, I won game 3. We just sort of did the things. He bricked both the games I won though, so I don't really know. Round 7, Salad again. He just beat me. Like there was no. We got a 5-minute time extension for a language barrier because he didn't speak English, but he was a really good player. It's really disorienting playing and not speaking to your opponent though, and I think he felt the same way because he misplayed as well. But game 1 he opened a ton of hand traps. Game 2 he made me go first, and that was the first time I lost going first. Sorry, I went second, so I don't know what happened in game 2. He had hand traps again.
So he made you go second to confirm?
So game 1 I went second, game 2 I went second, but
okay.
I couldn't play through all the things. Game 1 is the one I made Echo Max 20 or something through 2 Valor and Ash, but then he drew Salamangreat cards, and those are fair.
Okay, yeah.
Round 8, Salad again. I 2-0'd him. I'm not really sure how. I just did Crusadia things. And Mekk-Knight things, I guess. I did a lot of chain blocking. And then round 9 was Trudeco, which I handily won again because chain blocking and Kaijus.
Yep, sounds good.
And my shout outs for my video. Shout out Sam for being trash and dropping.
I suck. I didn't drop.
Did you drop?
No, I didn't.
Did you get an invite? Oh, well then you're trash. Shout out Alex for the deck idea. This is literally his brainchild. He was like, what can I do? I want to play Kaijus. I'm going to main Kaijus. And then he starts from there. He always does this thing where he picks an archetype and he's like, I'm going to start from there and I'm going to go for it. So he was like, Kaijus. I like the Mekk-Knight cards. So then he got the Mekk-Knight cards and he was like, now I'm playing Mekk-Knight Kaijus. He's like, what goes with the Mekk-Knight Kaijus? I don't know, Crusadias. And then all of a sudden there were Crusadias in his deck. I don't really know what happened. His deck is pretty good. He's got some weird deck ideas, but a lot of them turn out really good. So here we are with the invite through his deck.
Shout out to Alec.
Shout out to Alec for sure. Shout out to Ryan, obviously. He drove, and he lent me the 2 slumbers.
Oh yeah, and also the yellow.
I'm keeping that card. No, you can have it back if you want it. And shout out to Ed for being garbage and dropping again. What else should I shout out? Shout out Charlie for the sphere modes that I never signed in. You can have your mixed rarity sphere modes back, Charlie. to take them. I don't want them. They're disgusting. Look, Ultra,
Yeah,
and 2 Supers.
2 supers. Yeah, that's so sad.
Disgusting.
Definitely get rid of the Ultra.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, biggest shout out is to Alec for sure. Like this is, I can't stress enough. Like this is his brainchild. He was like, yeah, play this deck. Well, he actually didn't tell me to play the deck. He was like, "What are you gonna play?" And I'm like, "Oh, probably your deck." And he's like, "Okay." And that was that. And shout out me for getting an invite again.
Yeah. Now I gotta get one.
Yeah, you do. Get one from the ARG. Oh. Yeah. All right. That's all I got.
Cool.
That's fast.
So hopefully you guys all enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to check out some other stuff.
Bye.